Hey guys, it's me, Shar. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to be using some sports tape, athletic tape, medical tape, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to make some fabric washi tape, okay? And so this stuff is kind of thicker than regular washi tape, and it's really sticky. As you can see, it's really sticky. Okay, so I got, and you can see this is actually, let me show you. Sorry, there's 3 of them in here, and this is the size. See, so you can see how much I've already used. Okay, and there's 3 of them in here, and it's like $6.99 on Amazon for this box, and there's 3 rolls. So I think that's a really good deal. Sorry about the noise. I'll be using that for quite a while to come. So what I have done is use my washi, and I put it on some parchment paper. And then, so you can see the parchment on the back. And I just laid it down on my parchment paper and cut the strips out like this. I like this because these are easy to store. You can store them like this all stacked up, or you could even roll them all together, or you could roll them end to end so that whenever one ends, the other one begins. So there's lots of ways that you can store these, okay? For right now, I'm just going to put them together. And yeah, so I have already prepared mine to save us some time, okay? So the first thing we're going to do to make our washi tape is emboss it, okay? So we're just going to emboss. I was embossing some napkins today, and it made me think, why can't I do that with the washi tape? And I thought, let's try it. So here we go. We're going to try this, okay? I'm going to bring in my big shot. Hopefully you guys can see okay. Sorry about the tape here. I always keep it on my board because you never know when you're going to need it. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring over one of these Sizzix embossing folders. I have a few of them laying here. I'm going to put this in just like we would whenever we're embossing something. I don't think I need to spritz that the way that I would spritz it with water. So let's see how this comes out, okay? I'm going to put that in there. Got to grab my magic mat. There we go. And I'm going to flip this closed. Oh no, I'll hold it so you guys can see it, okay? I got so much stuff on my desk. Okay, here we go. Just enough room on my desk to make this work. Sorry if I bumped the top there. Let's go ahead and give it one more time, right? Why not? It's a little thicker with the fabric on it, so let's just make sure it's going to be fully embossed. There we go. I'm just gonna let that go. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, I'm gonna take it out. Okay, so this is what we have. This is actually on the parchment paper side. Here is the fabric. You can see, oh, is that not pretty? It really does look like embossed. I'm going to take it off of sorry about that. I'm take it off of the parchment paper so that you can see the lushness of that. Can you guys see the pattern that it created in there? That's so pretty. Yeah, so, okay, that one did really well. Now, whenever you lift it up off of here, I did notice that some of the texture is fading out, so we'll have to be conscious and aware of that. I like that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to try is I want to try to emboss it with some color. Let me see what I got. Okay, I have this. Let me move that die. I have this one. I know it says Cuttlebug, but it works on here. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put some, well, I was going to put some distress. Do you guys see? Can you guys see where my ink pad went? No, me neither. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I'm just going to use scorched timber. Okay, I'm going to see what scorched timber is going to be like. I'm going to flip it this way and use it this way. So I'm just going to run this. I think I'm going to run it over, oh, am I running on the wrong side? I might be. Not sure if I'm running on the wrong side or not. I'm just going to run this over this strip right here, just to kind of get a bit of hint of color. And I'm going to grab another one of these, and I'm going to sit it down here. I'm going to do it this way. Okay, I'm just going to sit it inside here. This is the side I put the ink on, so fabric is up. I'm going to move my hand out of the way. I hope I got enough ink to try this. Okay, so I'm going to put it back down. Put my magic mat on top, and here we go again. I'm gonna have to move that bottle. It's in my way. My hand sanitizer was in the way. There we go. Let's see. I'm barely on my board. Okay, I see what the problem is now. Let me fix this real quick, guys. I didn't get the plate all the way up. There we go. Okay. Yep. Did it again. Keep sliding that plate right off there. That's my bad. My plate's an extender plate, and when I lift this, it pushes that plate back. So I'm just gonna, there we go. Here we go. Now I got a hang of it. Okay. Let's see if this works. I just wanted to see if it would transfer. You know what? I forgot to spritz that with water. I did. I don't even know if any of it's going to transfer without the water. Yeah, kind of did. Look at that. Oh, it looks like antique lace. That's beautiful. That is really beautiful. It's not the look I was going for because I forgot to spritz it with water. Remember to spritz it with water, guys. But yeah, that is so pretty. I can really see that in some of my journals. It just gives that antique-y look. Okay, so the next one I want to try is we'll come back to the embossing in just a moment. I want to color my washi first and then emboss it. Okay, so I'm going to grab some watercolors. I'm going to grab the washi. Well, I'm going to call it washi because that's what it's going to become, but it's sports tape. Move that off to the side. Okay, and so I need my water. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get this wet. I found that getting this wet first really activates my watercolors. I also have my watercolor brush. You can see it's been used quite a lot, so go ahead and get that activated. Tried this the other day and it would not work. I don't know what's wrong with my pen, but okay. All right, so I'm just going to add some colors that I really like, okay? So I'm having to hold that open. I think that's pretty. I think I'm going to just put some color down and not really worry about where I'm putting the color. Okay, this in this Lost Shadow gives it a gray tone. Pulling in some of that green in there. Okay, got to get some bundled sage up in there. So we'll add some bundled sage here on the end. Okay, and maybe put in some stormy sky up here at the top. Now that's pretty. And maybe we'll jump over here to the brushed. Oh wait, did I use brushed corduroy? I'm gonna do brushed corduroy. I'm gonna finish it off with brushed corduroy at the top up here. That's interesting that brushed corduroy gives me two different colors right there. I don't think that's wet. So where it's wet, I mean not wet, it was darker, and there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to color this. I'm just going to use my watercolor brush and bring it all down together as a blend. There we go. Okay, Now I got to let this dry. So I'm going to set this off to the side and let that dry for just a second. Okay. And then we will come back and emboss that. In the meantime, I would like to do some quick stamping. So let me grab that. Let's see, I got my stamping. I have some flowers and some butterflies here. Some flowers and butterflies. I thought we would put that down, and I have some background stamps. So I'm going to lay down the background stamps first. I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to use, let me show you what I'm going to use. I'm going to use Shadow Gray and Jet Black, and that's the only two I'm going to use. So, you know, I do need another, I'm gonna bring in this parchment paper. Sorry, I'm gonna bring in this parchment paper so that I can won't stamp on my background. There we go. Sorry about all that, guys. There we go. I'm just going to lay some of this down. Yeah, see how gentle that shadow gray is? It's very gentle. I like that. Just a little bit here and there. Just now this is washi, so I won't be using all of it in the exact same directional. Okay, so I've added that. Now I'm going to add some butterflies. Just going to add some butterflies to it with my jet black. So let's see. And it's okay to let it overhang. There we go. And then I'm going to emboss that. So it's not done yet. It will be, but it's not done yet. Okay. And let's do one more. Let's do one more. Got some more stamping here. I didn't get to use the flowers. So I'm going to go back and do the background stamps again. This time for the flowers, I think I'm going to use the lines here. Sorry guys, it is very late here, so my daughter's out at homecoming and my husband's working in the garage, so I thought I'm going to go record. So, oh, I put that wrong color down. Okay, well, that's going to be interesting. Okay, let me redo that. Well, not redo it, but let's rethink that for the rest of it. I meant to switch back to shadow gray, and I actually put jet black down, so there we go. It's still got some of the black in it, but it should be okay. Okay, we'll clean that up a little bit real quick. All right, now shouldn't have two open at the same time. That was my bad. Okay, I'm going to grab another butterfly. Actually, I think I'll grab two butterflies, and I will do them at the exact same time. Oh, wait, I wanted flowers. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I wanted to put this flower down. Let's see if it'll fit. No, that one won't, so I'm going to use this side. So anyways, it's late here, so I'm a little tired. My voice kind of reflecting that. Okay, so I'm just going to lay down some flowers. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm going to turn it and lay the flowers down on this way. Yes, I like this. I'm just going to continue this pattern all the way down, turning it each time after each stamp off. This is a great way to make some fall washi too. For all those fall projects, when you don't have your own washi. I love Tim Holtz's washi tape. The fabric washi tape that he has is so thick and it's perfect for everything. And that's what inspired me to make my own was Tim Holtz's. Okay, so I like this. So now we have that one and we have this butterfly one. And we still need to emboss it. Let me put that back. Okay, so I'm just trying to show you guys some different techniques that you can do with yours. That was my goal. Okay, so this is archival ink. So now I can go ahead and put any watercolor that I want down. I could, I think I'm just going to leave these black and white, but I could put watercolor, like the watercolor I did here. I can put it now on here and color those so that we have a different. I do have one left. What should we do with that one? Let's see. I already got embossed two. Well, since I mentioned that, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and put um, that down, and I will color it in. Okay. So let's put the archival ink down first. I think I'm going to do it this way. I like the lines. I like and the butterflies. Hopefully they won't interfere with the butterflies. Okay, so I'm going to put butterflies on this one. So I'm just going to stamp this. This time I'm using the right color, shadow gray. So I'm just, because it's a background stamp. I think I got these background stamps on Temu really cheap. I did notice a difference in quality between buying the stamps on Temu, besides the size sometimes, but also the quality of how long the life of the stamp. Like this one, this one I got from Amazon actually, and it's been doing fairly well, except for the discoloration. So I'm okay with that. But the Temu ones seem to not want to. Well, that's not gonna work. Sorry, I was thinking and doing and wasn't talking. Okay. Anyways, the Temu ones sometimes don't. The rubber, the impression. That's what I'm trying to say. The impression on the silicone doesn't come through all the way. But these ones seem great, so I'm in love with these ones. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp and then take that one off and stamp a different one. Again, I'm using jet black. Okay, and jump back to that first one. I like repeating patterns. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to wipe those off real quick so that they're not sitting here. There we go. Okay, put that in up. All right, now I said I was going to color that, so I want to color this in with my watercolor. So I really like let's try I have Broken China, but it's not really a fall color. Let's stick with the fall colors, okay? So I think I'm going to go with the Forest Moss, the Brushed Corduroy, and I think I'm going to could do Bundled Sage, but I really like Stormy Sky. I don't really have any oranges to use. So I think I'm going to use these three. Okay, so I'm just going to spritz it with water. You could just color these in and let the magic happen. That's what kind of they're designed for, but I'm just going to try to go over these like a watercolor kind of pattern. Okay, just like that. Right? I don't think I even need to really do anything else with it. I need to finish that one off. There we go. And this one. Okay. That was weird. It must not have been wet right there. So I'm just going to leave him just like that. I like the color, but it's not too much. I'd say that's somewhat fall colors. So, okay, now it's time for the embossing. I'm going to dry these and then we'll emboss, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and get these embossed. I'm going to move my machine so you guys can see. Still got my plate in here. So I have this one, okay, and I've just added this one to it. It doesn't fit, but I'm just going to turn it around well, no, I don't really need to. It's just a little piece hanging out there. So I'm going to move my machine back. Hopefully you guys can still see that. Put that down. And we are going to see what we get. Okay. Can't lift that, I remember. Remember this time. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do it a couple times because I really want the impression to stay. I'm afraid when I lift it off of the parchment paper that some of the image may, or the emboss may come out. So Okay, there we go. That should be enough. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Oh, that is so pretty. Can you guys, I don't know if you guys can see. Can you guys see? Hold it up. Try to hold it up so you guys can see the text and the font on that one. That is beautiful. It's so elegant. I love that. Okay. So this butterfly one that we did, it's still slightly damp, so I don't know if this is going to work. But I'm going to use this font one again, the text, because that was beautiful, guys. Oops, stay in there. There we go. I'm going to squeeze that down. I do have a little bit here, but that's okay. So I'm going to put it back in. It will be fine. There we go. I'm going to do it a couple times. I'm hitting my stuff again. I don't know why. I moved everything. Okay, I'm just going to do it one more time after this. There we go. And maybe one more. I just love the subtle hint of it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that is so pretty. Can you guys see the font again on that? I may go ahead and put that. I'm going to put that little bit back in. Just adding, just going to add that little tiny bit there at the end. Just to make sure I can use the whole piece of washi. Another thing was to measure out your washi tape on the parchment paper with your die that you plan on using. That way it fits perfectly in here. Yes, I finished that one out. That is so pretty. I just love that. Let's see what happens if I peel it up. Okay, it's staying, guys. The font is staying on the paper. So I was concerned because it is damp, but no, the impression is still there. That is so, so cute. Okay, I love this one. Let's try embossing another. Okay, so I have the butterfly one. So I thought we would put it in. Okay. I think if I use my other plate instead of my magic mat, it would be a little bit more of a sandwich. So you would get a better impression. So I would probably use my plate. I'm just lazy and didn't want to grab it, I guess, because I usually use my magic mat, so I keep it stored with the plate. But 2 plates would probably make this a little bit better. All right, let's see what we got. Hope it's stuck. Peel it off there. Here we go. Oh, that is so cute. It's just in the hint of it in the background. I think the last one, these butterflies, I think if they if this wasn't already so damp, I think the impression would have came through a little bit more like it did on this one, because this one is dry. There's no moisture to it. So I love that too. Okay, let's move on. Okay, last one. I think this is the last one. And I'm going to put it in here. Let's see. Come on. There we go. Actually, you know what I said about that plate? Let me just grab it and see if my plates are horrible. Don't judge me. Okay, my plates are really bad. Okay, let's see. Got it stuck. Let's see if I get a better impression. No, it doesn't really feel like there's any more resistance to it at all. But you guys can see through it a little bit better. Sort of. My plates are bad. I guess I should break down and order some new plates, huh? Okay. But actually, since I got the magic mat, and I've had it for 2 years now, I really haven't used the plates very much. I just used the one to make a sandwich. Okay, let's see what we got. Yeah, that is lovely. My parchment stuck to the thing. There we go. Told you it was sticky, guys. It was very sticky. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way so that we can see them, okay? All right, I'm going to bring my darker board back so that it's easier to see these. That is gorgeous. Do you guys like that one? Another thing you can do is to take, I don't have my ink pad handy, I don't know where it went, but you could take your ink pad over top of, this isn't going to work, but you could, I don't know where it's at. Okay, so here we go. You can take your ink pad and run it over top, and that's not going to work either. Anyways, if it's heavily embossed, you could normally take this and run it over across this, and just on top, and it would show up just on the raised parts, which is really cool. Sorry, I gotta work that back out. I don't like that. I'm blending it back out with my finger. There we go. All right, that's a little bit better. It still looks splotchy, but that's okay. All right, so let me lay these back out for you. I don't know if you guys can see that better or not. I love that one. Need something else to, okay, here was one I did not, I bloopered because I meant to spray the water after I added the ink, but that came out really nice. I love that. Like I said, it looks like antique wallpaper. That's beautiful, and it gives you that 3D look. This was kind of mellow. It kind of came out mellow. I probably should have ran it through the machine a couple more times, but it did come out kind of mellow. And then we have this lovely, it goes this way. This one that had the font on it, which I think looks elegant. And we have our butterfly ones that I was trying out for fall, trying to do some fall colors here. And then this last one, I don't know if you guys could see the flower. Let me hold it this way so you can. There's a flower I put in up here where I just put the dark splotches, but yeah, I think that, yeah, that holds really nicely. I can, here, there's no parchment behind that, and you can still see, let me try to stand up so I can show you. You can still see the impression in it, see? Oh, I'm sure you guys can come up with a lot of ways to use these in your journals. And give me some ideas. How would you guys use these in your journals? I will probably make them into tip-ins. I love tip-ins, adding these, but these are just decorate the page edge so beautifully. I love this. Okay, so I hope you guys had fun with me today, or tonight. Actually, it's my nighttime, but probably when you're watching it might be your daytime. Anyway, I hope you guys have a blessed day.